So this week we have a really good, fun lesson, and people will have to go watch it on YouTube. So they're up to speed for next week. Um, so, building on the last 3 weeks of classes, we safety or trust and surrender and love. So this week, I'm coming to you with nuggets of truth in these lessons, and nuggets of truth, and then an application so that you can take it in and then you can begin to practice it. So, just to remind us all that we are each one of us on a unique personal human life journey. And this, our human life, will never be experienced again by us or anyone else. It's a unique gift that we've been given, and we've been given everything, the power to bring into our life, and the power to walk out our beautiful life. And we forget all of these great attributes and tools that are available to us. And so we're now getting reminded. So, just to say that we all belong here, and we all have an authentic soul journey, and we all have a part to play in the collective journey. So, our uniqueness is our life, but the process of our life unfolding and coming into our authentic being expression will benefit the collective. So, we're very necessary as we evolve along our way. Um, each one is super important and plays a part in this space and time on Earth. So, our life path is one that will express the beauty, the truth, the magic that we each hold within our authentic heart. And we we are drops out of the ocean, so we all possess divine attributes that will express themselves in unique and wonderful ways in each of our life as we begin to discover and tap into them. So, this beautiful expression of us is our authentic voice. So, we always hear about, what's your authentic voice, speak your truth, and all of this. But our authentic voice, our authentic expression, um, is not an actual voice. It's not the words that we're speaking. It's the vibration that we emanate. So, and we've learned that our heart, our life force vibrates out up to 8 feet away from us, and it vibrates our truth, conscious or subconscious. That's what is happening. So, our authentic voice is not a vocation. It may support a vocation expression, but it is not that. Our authentic voice is the beauty of our individual soul path, and our authentic voice is the emanation of our energy as we discover how magical, beautiful, powerful we are, and the expression that's here for us as we become more and more aware. So our energy is what moves and manifests our path. So, and I'm saying that because energy is the truth about what we believe right now at this point in time. Our energy moves matter, it moves and it manifests. So our life expression right now is the manifestation of our truth, what we believe about ourselves, etc. So as we open ourselves to the beauty and love within that we are, we're actively surrendering at that point to spirit and participating in our awakening in these moments. So our journey is to not express out in hopes of receiving in, but to go in and then we begin to express out. And that's where the serendipity comes from. That's where the manifestation of our dreams begins to unfold, because we don't even know how great we are. We think we do, but day by day we are evolving and growing and learning. So each day we're hopefully going deeper into our relationship with our discovering our authentic selves and moving on the path of that. So along our way, as we're actively surrendering into the process, we're opening ourselves to seeing and understanding things how they really are, not how we've learned to perceive them. We receive healing from the events of our life in the process, and we get more expansive in the love that we have inside of us and becoming aware of the depth and beauty of our life and grounding into these truths. So it's not enough to just go meditate. You don't even have to, like, meditation is great, but you can tap in without making a thing about it. So it's not enough to just show up. It's a relationship of participation where we're going in. What is my truth? What is my authentic voice? I want a different life expression than the one I've been having. We can stand and we can say with our mouth, I'm so abundant, and our truth and about what we really feel about ourselves is has something to do with lack and poverty. You're not going to manifest anything abundant, because the truth is different than what you're saying. So it's not our voice, it's our energy that is creating and showing us what our truths and beliefs are. And so our life is an offering of energy to the planet, to the collective, and to the universe. So we are making an offering moment by moment, day by day, and we understand that we're not divine, pumping out 100%. So we're spending time figuring that out. So in order to move along our path and understand what is what our beliefs are and what they're not are, and put into like settle ourselves on more authentic ground, we have to start looking, listening, and questioning the conversation that we're having, spoken and unspoken. So we have to filter. We have to go after discernment and filter the ego from the heart. So the ego is our file cabinet, it's our brain, it's our life experience, it's what we've been taught, what we've learned along the way. And our ego looks at life as a series of problems to be solved. I want a new job, or I want to have some love, or I want to have kids, or I want to get married, or I want to move. That's the problem to solve, right? And so the brain will go about agonizing how to solve the problem with the resources that it has, which is your life experience. So you already know what that's going to produce, because you already have your life experience up to this point. So our high self, our authentic self, our true self, sees all things as opportunities to be actively engaged in our path, our soul's journey. So the questions of life, the the desires of our heart, the process of life are all opportunities for us to actively engage with the power within us. So our heart awareness has no problems at all because it lives in eternal bliss. It views life from a place of possibility. It views life from a place of limitless potential. And it hasn't assigned meaning to things because it is neutral. We assign meaning to love and to money and to our job and to what we think all these things mean and what we think, how we think we fit in the whole scope of it. That is stuff that we have learned and been taught, but our high self, our authentic self, it isn't burdened with that. All things are possible. It comes from a place of being limitless. It doesn't have to, the brain's like, how's that going to happen? The ego doesn't know. The heart knows. And the living in a place of possibility and limitless potential opens the door to not having those types of stresses and anxieties because we're in a place of it's all there. All the possibilities are there. If I'm not seeing it, it's because guess what? I need to grow. I need to evolve to a place where I can actually see what's there for me, where I can, begin to attach to the beauty of life and my high self and ground down into some of these truths first. So there's a process of union with spirit in the birthing forth of our life. So if we if we look at how we are responding to life, we'll begin to see if we are in ego or if we're beginning to discern the difference between ego and heart. So ego-driven viewpoints don't help us. So if we're looking at how we're responding, and if a point of view is it lowers our vibration, it brings us down into worry, fear, anxiety, all of that. That's a lower vibration, then that's an ego point of view, most likely. If our point of view makes us feel negatively towards ourselves or towards another, that is also an ego-driven solution. If our point of view increases our confusion at all or makes matters seem more complicated than they are, that is all up in the ego. So looking at how that we're feeling, the energy that's being created inside of our body and with our emotions is a good indicator of where we are in our thought process. So at that point, we need to settle ourselves on more authentic ground. And we need to begin to really go deeper and say, is this a heart truth? This, because fears become heart truths too. So is this a heart truth? A heart truth is what we live by consciously and subconsciously. It is the knee-jerk reaction to life that we have programmed into our system. So a true heart truth is a voice of knowing in truth. It produces all is well, peace, confidence. Heart truths are the cornerstones of our authentic, beautiful life expression. And we will organically express them as truth when we actually have them as truth. So our opportunity here is beginning to discern, is the truth I'm living to making me feel good and moving me deeper into a deeper place with spirit into a deeper knowing of myself? Is it solidifying, like growing my roots really down into my authentic self? Or am I up here in some confusion? Am I feeling bad about myself? Am I feeling bad about somebody else? Because that is the energy now that moves and creates, right? So discerning and asking for clarity and perspective, asking for wisdom, um, being receptive to the answer is our part. So we can ask for clarity, we can ask for wisdom, we can ask, what is a new perspective I can have on this? But we must be receptive to the answer that comes, because it may not come how we think it should come, and it may not come in the conversation we think it should come in. And we're not calling the shots here. Like when we're authentically wanting to and become empowered in our life to begin to move and flow in the beauty and authenticity of our vibration, then we're coming in, we're asking, and we're being receptive, and we're open and surrendered to spirit and the wisdom of spirit, and we are willing to put that wisdom above our opinions. So again, quieting down the mind. It might not, chances are, I promise you, it's not going to look like you think it should. Probably not going to sound like you think it should. But when you have received wisdom, when you have received clarity from spirit, and we surrender into that opportunity, and we begin to release and let go of the concepts that we have had up to this point about ourselves, about life, about the values in life, and about our worthiness and unworthiness, etc. So we have to get out of the limited ego and into the vast, loving, limitless heart in order to be elevated, and then we can begin to see a broader landscape. We're not going to get miles down the road. We're going to get what we need right now. And it's a cooperative relationship and experience where, I am getting what I need today from spirit, and the path is my path is being illuminated for me as far as I need to see it. And then there's a possibility I may need to get more clarity or grow, examine some more, surrender some more, become discerning some more, filter out, because it starts to become clear when we're filtering out what needs to go, right? And then as we begin to come into more balance, then a lot of energy becomes available, and a lot of clarity and vision. So in attaching to our own unique, beautiful life and looking at the path that is there, there is a path for each one of us, and there is really special, unique expression for each one of us here. But it isn't going to be walked out through what we're doing. It's going to be walked out through who we are being. And sometimes there's the overlap, but a lot of times there's not, because we can become something, a vocation or a title or something, and not evolve spiritually. So there's no juice inside of that expression. So it's always coming back to entering our heart space, quieting down, spending the time to hear and understand what is happening in our inner self that is generating the energy, that is the movement of our sacred tone. So we're tuning up ourselves so that we have more energy and more clarity and more vision, and we're releasing, with the help of spirit, the things that are not authentic to our beautiful life, and we're participating. We are actively seeking, and we are surrendering and applying the truths as we receive them. So it is a very intimate, active path that we're on with spirit. So that's the lesson for today. If I can clear anything up, or if that, I'd be happy to do that. It's an ongoing process, day by day, week by week, year by year. We're going to arrive somewhere to find out there's so much farther to go.
I like what you said about clearing up or clearing out what is no longer your truth to invite more in for what is. That resonated with me.
Yeah.
And it's never, like you said, just said, that job is never done.
But the big humps we get the big, like the big dump truck. We don't have to call that every time. We get
Don't
a
have to call the dump truck.
The dumpster out back. It's really learning to see where we're living from moment to moment, and we need discernment for that. We need spirit to help us, because we've oftentimes lived in these patterns for a long time. We don't even know they're happening. But the guidelines, how do I feel inside about myself, somebody else, do I feel more confused or less confused? Do I feel that all is well? This is an exciting opportunity or not? Is the difference between being limitless and limited. All quiet on the Western Front.